Hello, my name is Ben, and on this YouTube channel I document my own print-on-demand journey. Today I'd like to talk to you about 3 things that have helped me along my journey to building a print-on-demand business that is now in profit after 6 months and where I make I think already quite decent monthly cash flow. I've made my first $1,000 in print-on-demand royalties very recently. I've built a YouTube channel at the same time. I'm still writing my doctoral thesis, which should be really submitted in a month. And I manage a manufacturing department with 140 employees every day, 10-hour day in my full-time job. And I still build a print-on-demand business at the same time. I've got 3 kids and a wife and 2 dogs. So how can I do all of this without being overworked and without going crazy, basically? Because it is a bit crazy, but I believe you have to be a bit crazy if you want to build something great. So what are the 3 things? So I don't really want to talk about anything any tips and tricks really, but it's more about a mindset and attitude. So I think the very first thing that has helped me to be quite successful in my full-time job, but also in this online business already after a very short period of time and without having any prior knowledge in how to build a print-on-demand or online business. The very first thing is to be persistent and to always show up. I think these things are related. Always show up, always be persistent, and just do it. I think honestly in my whole life, I can count on the fingers of my left hand probably. On one hand I can count how often I've been late to a meeting or to any appointment. I always show up. I always, even if I don't like what I have to do on a day or so, I still do it. I go there, I do it. It's about being persistent. It's about being showing up. And I've heard that from so many also very, very successful people. I mean, just watch a few YouTube videos of really great speakers or people who are really successful, great business people. All the advice they give generally is as well, just they always show up. If you don't show up to whatever is expected of you or what you are currently working on, and you just don't do it, then you won't be successful. That's it. Even if you don't need to, as I do, you don't need to publish daily or something, or you don't need to build a YouTube channel anyway. But if you do that, you don't need to do it daily, but be consistent. If it's once a month, just do it once a month, but be consistent. And if you set yourself targets, just do it, because if you don't and you lose that momentum, then it is very hard to gain that momentum again. But if you have a momentum going, and if you see something is growing and you are successful, then it will just make you more motivated and it will help you along your journey. The second thing is about having a vision. You need to have a vision, you need to have a goal, and I have a very clear goal in mind. I'm not going to share that on this YouTube channel at the moment, but I have a very clear goal what I want to achieve this year and next year. And it is not just a goal that I wrote down. I don't believe in these people who always say you need to make a list with goals and have SMART objectives, and that has never worked for me in my life. It really has never worked. Maybe it works for some people, but I've attended so many courses where people just tell you, have to have SMART objectives. They need to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic and time bound. I believe that might work maybe if you work as an employee or you set objectives in your for your department, if you work in business. But if you really have personal goals, I don't think you should be realistic. That's just my opinion, because if you think you're realistic, or if you try to be realistic, what eventually happens is that you think you are realistic by being or staying within your comfort zone. If you have, let's say you earn $2,000 a month and you want to earn more, you might set then an objective to earn maybe 2,500, but that isn't really a great and inspiring goal. That is just something that you think might be realistic based on where you currently are. But you need to stop comparing you to yourself to yourself basically, and to other people who are, let's say, on the same level as you. But if you want to be successful, you need to really compare yourself to great people, people who have achieved what you want to achieve. And you need to really think outside the box. And in the end, I've learned, especially in the last year, I've learned that don't be realistic. Just, have your vision. Set your goals based on what you really, really want to achieve. Just be bold. Have a really great goal and objective. And if you don't have one, well, I think the first thing before you even start building a business or print-on-demand business or whatever, you need to be very clear about your goal, very clear about what you actually want to achieve. Because if you don't know what you want to achieve, it's very hard to keep and stay motivated. I've got a vision board here, actually my wife's office downstairs, which I actually haven't really looked at for a year, but most things have actually come true since I've put that vision board together. And when I put that vision board together, there are things on there which are really, really, I'm emotionally attached to, and you need to be emotionally attached to your goals or to your vision. They don't need to be very specific, because in my opinion, the danger of being too specific when setting goals is that you basically stay in this sort of reality, right? You try to play by the rules of this reality you're currently in. But what you actually want to be, you want to step nearly like into a new reality where different rules apply, where you're a different person. Because in that new reality, you act differently, you behave differently. Many people have said that, many successful people in history have said that. If you just do the things that you're always doing, you will always get the same results. But you need to really, really step outside of what you currently are and really be very, very bold with what you want to achieve. Now, just an example. Let's say your goal is to own a house at the beach, or on top of a cliff with sea views, and you just, not even close to that. You should still have that vision on your vision board, because in some way it probably will become true at some point. It's things start to happen which are nearly magical, and honestly, it is happening to me. And things suddenly happen which I believe normally wouldn't have happened. But I won't go into detail to that in this video. But you need to have that mindset, in my opinion. And the third thing is, don't waste any time. And I think I wasted time a lot in the past. I think as soon as you know your vision and your objective, you can go ahead and work on it. I think if you waste time and if you do things that don't add any value, you will probably lose momentum again. And I think it's all about building that momentum and keeping it. For me, my day is very, I wouldn't say strictly organized, but I know exactly what I do when. And it is not like I'm still having fun, but I know that I just have to work hard at the moment. I just have to work hard to achieve that goal. And it's nearly like if I don't work on my goals and my vision to achieve that, it's nearly like I'm really sad. I'm really feeling guilty. And this is good because I want to achieve that goal. I know I want to achieve, and I will achieve what I want to achieve. And because I know that, I'm working so hard to achieve it. I know I will achieve it. The question is just, will I achieve it this year? Will I achieve it next year? Or will I achieve it 2023? All right. So I try to not waste any time, which means I try to automate processes, which means I try to outsource processes, which means not that I don't watch Netflix. I still do watch Netflix, but it means that I create designs, for example, for print on demand, and then watch Netflix at the same time. But another example is that on my way to work, I listen to audiobooks, I listen to YouTube videos, which, not silly YouTube videos, but videos that help me achieve my goals. I'm constantly looking for new business opportunities, and this is just what I like. This is motivating, and this means for me, it's not really like work. I actually enjoy, for example, working on this YouTube channel. It's not like work for me, because it's so different to my full-time job, and I really, really enjoy doing it. And I think you need to have that attitude that what you're doing, you really need to enjoy it. I always thought in the past that's a kind of a stupid statement. So many people say that you really need to love what you're doing or enjoy what you're doing. But I think actually it's true. To be honest, just doing nothing, I wouldn't enjoy that anymore. I think I'd like to be productive because it is all for the benefit of me achieving my goal, the goal that I'm really emotionally attached to. And that is different to having just a set of goals on a piece of paper, which, you can't really even visualize what it is. You need to have that clear vision. You need to really feel already what you want to achieve, and you really need to think that it's already happened. You need to have that feeling that it has already happened. And that all goes into things like the law of attraction, into quantum physics as well. It would go too far in this video, but I believe there's something to it. It has already worked for me in many instances. And if you want to hear more about these things on this channel, let me know in the comments. If this is not anything you would like to hear on this channel, let me know as well, because eventually it's quite important for me to produce the content that you want to hear. But I think, which is why I did this video, it's not only about, how do you do research? How do you upload? What are the different print-on-demand sites? No, you also need to know when you're building this business. It's all part of it, isn't it? You need to have that mindset. And I just want to share my tips and tricks and my learnings really from, how on earth can I do all of these things at the same time? And, I'm not saying that I'm doing a super great job, because I know other people are doing an even better job, but it certainly is. I am on the right way, I think. And I'm not there where I want to be yet. But if I just look at my videos from the beginning of my YouTube channel and where I was and what kind of targets I had, this has shifted so much, because now I can see how much is actually achievable. And I can only imagine how good this print-on-demand business will work for me, especially as well. As soon as I'm in a higher tier on Amazon Merch, for example, as soon as I maybe also have more time to work on coloring books, things like that. As soon as I have maybe more cash flow even from the print-on-demand business, which then will allow me maybe even to outsource some of the, let's say, the YouTube video editing, or the maybe even parts of the design process or things like that, which then allow me to work on different things even, or even make better designs or whatever. So that is essentially what I really enjoy, to see that growth and success. So hopefully you liked this video. If you did, then please smash the like button, and if you want to follow me on my print-on-demand journey, subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye!